How do I find a new job? How can I make a career change? And the biggest question of all, can I really find a career that I love? Hey, my name is Jen Smith, and I believe career success doesn't have to be at the expense of living a radiantly happy and healthy lifestyle. As a former HR leader and recruiter turned career coach, I get what companies are looking for when hiring top talent. What that means for you is an unmatched combination of insider knowledge and the best kept secrets about making heart-based career changes and navigating the ups and downs of job searching in today's world of work. Whether you're a recent graduate navigating the job market for the first time or a seasoned professional ready for a career change, this show is for you. So grab your coffee or your kombucha, pull up a seat, and get ready to be challenged and inspired to move beyond your self-doubt and take the right next steps towards landing a career you love. Because you deserve a long, radiantly happy and healthy career. This is the Flourish Careers Podcast. Hello and welcome back to the Flourish Careers Podcast. I'm Jen Smith, your host, and I am thrilled to have you here today as we celebrate a special milestone, the 100th episode. I'm overjoyed to share this moment with you. And it's even more magical because it coincides with one of my favorite times of year, Halloween week. There's something enchanting about this season that I think makes it the perfect occasion to celebrate together. Since this is such a special episode, I've brewed up something extra for you. So be sure to stick around till the end for an exclusive offer. Now let's dive in. In honor of Halloween, I thought it would be fun to tap into a bit of seasonal magic. Imagine this. We're sitting together, flipping through a book of metaphorical spells. But these aren't ordinary spells. They're magical strategies crafted to guide you on your heart-based career path. I've seen 3 common challenges that heart-based professionals often face. And so for each challenge, there's a spell to help you move through it with ease. First, there's the challenge of self-doubt, which can make you question your abilities and choices. To overcome this, I'd cast the spell of confidence, empowering you to trust your unique strengths and move forward. Next, there's the challenge of ambiguity, where heart-based goals and direction feel undefined or very blurry. So for this, I'd use the spell of clarity, helping you set clear, focused goals so you can move forward with purpose. Finally, there's the challenge of going it alone, where you might hesitate to ask for help or reach out to others. So to counter this, I'd cast the spell of connection, encouraging you to build supportive relationships and expand your network so you never have to tackle challenges by yourself. With the spell of the 3 C's, confidence, clarity, and connection, you'll be equipped to overcome any challenge in your heart-based career path. Let's talk about each of these in more detail. Part 1 of the 3 C spell is confidence. Confidence is the foundation, and we've all been there. Those moments when doubt creeps in and that little voice in your mind says, "What if I'm not good enough?" But here's the truth. If you don't believe in yourself, it's really hard for others to believe in you. Confidence is not something we're born with. It's a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time. So building confidence can be really challenging. We've all got the self-doubt, the insecurity, those past experiences, and the infamous comparison trap that gets in the way. These barriers make doing anything new or stepping outside our comfort zones really tricky. But again, just like any skill, confidence can be nurtured with the right mindset and consistent actions. It makes me think about learning how to drive. So think about when you first learned how to drive. It can be super nerve-wracking. There's so many rules to remember, decisions to make, and the fear of making a mistake could cause an accident. Now, I have a quick story to tell you. Imagine learning to drive when you're 16 years old and you're learning to drive a stick shift. That takes it to a whole new level, and that was me. So I remember saving up all my money to buy a stick shift car before I knew how to drive one. My mom was my teacher, bless her heart, and I'll never forget being at a red light on a semi-busy street, completely terrified to move because I couldn't balance the clutch and the gas pedal. I was literally laughing and crying at the same time, and I was completely frozen. Cars were honking and driving around us. My mom could not stop laughing, and it was a chaotic mess. But guess what? Now I love driving a stick shift, and I wish more cars offered it as an option. With practice and experience, driving a stick shift becomes second nature. The same goes for building confidence in our careers. The more we practice, the smoother the ride becomes. So, how do we cast this spell? It's all about taking tiny actions and noticing positive experiences to reinforce our beliefs in ourselves. So here's a few suggested strategies to help you build your confidence. First is try things out. Embrace experimentation. Start seeing your career as a series of experiments. So each project or role is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself and your abilities. Don't be afraid to try something new, even if you're unsure of the outcome. Maybe you volunteer for a challenging assignment or network with new colleagues, or even explore a different industry with a couple different advice chats with folks who work in the industry. Every experience is going to contribute to your growth. Another strategy is to set smaller goals. So setting and achieving tiny career-focused goals will bring momentum. For example, if you're working on public speaking, you could start with a small goal of just speaking up more in meetings, or maybe take the lead on a small speaking project, or even learn tips and tricks about public speaking from an expert. Each time you accomplish something, no matter how tiny it is, you're going to build your confidence in your ability to succeed. These small wins act as stepping stones, and they gradually lead you to larger accomplishments. Another strategy is to notice and challenge negative self-talk. We all have inner critics who sometimes can be pretty harsh. It's important to challenge this negative self-talk by reframing your thoughts, and that will help you build confidence. So I like to think of this like changing a lens on a camera. You're still looking at the same picture, but the focus might be a little different. Instead of zeroing in on what could go wrong or worrying about how you are going to be perceived, you can start practicing thoughts that support your growth. So the idea is to turn your inner critic into an inner cheerleader. Let me give an example. Go back to that story about buying a stick shift car before knowing how to drive it. I could have told myself that it was a dumb idea and beat myself up over something that could have been avoided with more planning. So my inner critic might say something like, "Jen, what were you thinking? You could have ended up in an accident. You should have just stuck to something you already knew how to do. Once again, you're putting the cart before the horse." So you can hear that inner critic voice that's focusing on all the pitfalls and mistakes rather than the growth and learning that comes from figuring it out. Now, if we reframe that to the inner cheerleader, it might sound something like this. "Jen, you've always embraced a leap before you look approach, diving headfirst into challenges and trusting your ability to figure it out as you go. This pattern reflects a bold mindset. You're not afraid to take risks, even if it means learning as you go. Maybe it's less about the cart before the horse and more about being courageous, willing to step into the unknown, and having faith in your ability to handle whatever comes your way." So you can hear by shifting the narrative from the inner critic to the inner cheerleader, we now might turn those setbacks into stepping stones for success. So let's recap the first C in our spell book, all about building confidence. By embracing experimentation, Setting small career goals and challenging negative self-talk, you can nurture and strengthen your confidence over time. Just like learning to drive a stick shift car, with practice, confidence will become second nature, empowering you to succeed. Moving over to part 2 in our 3C spell, clarity. This is a game changer. Many of us begin our careers or make changes based on what we think we should do, or we're simply running away from something we don't like without pausing to gain clarity on what we genuinely want to do next. I love helping heart-based professionals find clarity by focusing on what aligns with the lifestyle they want to lead. So in my mind, clarity is all about understanding what you want out of your lifestyle and then aligning your career to support that vision. All too often, we let external pressures or past experiences dictate our career choices, and then we end up in jobs or industries because they seem like the logical next step rather than something that fulfills us or aligns us with our desired lifestyle. So what if we flipped the script to envision our lifestyle first and then work backward to find the career path that supports it? So here's how to cast this spell. Start by picturing your ideal day. What does it look like? How do you spend your time? Where do you live? What kind of work are you doing? Who are you spending time with? Get really detailed about it. Imagine the sights and the sounds and the feelings of your perfect day. Are you working remotely from a beachfront cafe, or are you commuting to a luxury office with all your colleagues who are friends and buzzing with energy? Do you have the flexibility to end your day at 3 o'clock to pick up the littles from school and spend your afternoon with them? Are you spending more quality time with your family or pursuing personal hobbies or even a side gig that brings you joy? Once you have a clear picture of your ideal day, identify the core values that this lifestyle represents. So maybe it's freedom, creativity, connection, harmony. These values will guide you as you navigate different choices. So for example, I once worked with a beloved who had been in a high-stress job for years as a chief of staff in a growing tech company. She was completely burnt out and knew that she needed a change, but had no idea what that even looked like. So we started by pausing and envisioning her ideal day, working remotely, spending more time with her family, having the flexibility to travel. This helped her identify her core values of flexibility, family time, and travel, which we used to make career decisions. So once you have your core and lifestyle values, it's time to focus on your superpowers. These are the things that you're good at and what you love doing. Sometimes we're good at things, but we don't like doing them. So I really encourage you to think about what you're good at and what you love doing. So for example, this beloved, her superpowers included getting everyone aligned and in agreement to start a project. She had a lot of influence over people, and she was really good at getting folks on the same page. She loved keeping track of progress and celebrating milestones. She was a natural at bringing order and motivation to completely chaotic situations. And so we identified that project management was a route she wanted to take, which she had done in the past, although had lost sight of it over the years. So with the lifestyle vision and superpowers in mind, you can start to reverse engineer your career path. What roles or industries or opportunities align with your desired lifestyle and make the most of your strengths? This might involve exploring new fields, learning something new, or even shifting to a different type of role. In this client's case, she realized that moving into a remote project management role in the travel industry would allow her to live the life she envisioned. So by focusing on the lifestyle she wanted first, we could make the change that supported that vision. So she transitioned into a role using her organizational and leadership skills that gave her the flexibility and freedom she craved in an industry she loved. So remember that clarity doesn't mean that you have it all figured out immediately. It's about pausing to determine the lifestyle, taking small and intentional steps toward what feels right, testing and adjusting as you go. And the process pays off in creating a path that really supports that lifestyle you want. But the key is to start with your lifestyle vision, then reverse engineer your career path into that, not the other way around, which is what so many of us are accustomed to. Let's dive into part 3 in our 3C spell, connection. In today's ever-evolving world of work, one thing remains constant: the importance of building strong connections. While skills and knowledge and experience are absolutely vital, the relationships you build can be the special key that unlocks new opportunities. But here's the thing: connection isn't just about collecting business cards or packing your LinkedIn profile with as many contacts as possible. Think of your network as a living, breathing entity that grows and evolves with you. It's not a one-way street, it's a give and take process. So when you invest in others and you share your insights and support and encouragement, you're not just helping them, you're also strengthening your own network. Over time, these connections become a powerful tool for your career growth. In the end, your network is a community of people who are invested in your success just as you are in theirs. It's a give and take process, and it enriches not only your professional life, but also your personal life. So as you move forward, focus on building connections that matter, relationships that will drive you to flourish in every aspect of your career. Here's some ideas on how to make this spell work. A lot of times people are hesitant to make new connections because they don't know how to talk about themselves. So I recommend start by framing your career story so you can confidently talk about yourself when the time comes. Think about what you want others to know about you and then distill it down into a few things that you want people to remember. And I recommend this framework. Talk about who you are, what you do, and what you're looking for. It doesn't have to be perfect, just start somewhere. Let's expand on the beloved client I just mentioned. She was moving away from that demanding chief of staff role and was super nervous about connecting with others in a different industry. She didn't know how to start conversations about her new direction. So together, we crafted a simple and effective career story, and it went something like this. My name is Marissa. I love leading teams, coordinating multiple moving parts, and driving results. I've spent the last 10 years supporting our CEO and leading cross-functional teams to deliver very complex technical projects. Recently, I achieved my PMP certification. Now I'm pivoting into a project management role and looking for opportunities to apply my skills in the travel industry. So you can hear in that story who she is, what she does, and what she's looking for. It makes it so easy for people to know how to help. And with this story, Marissa started contacting her network. She started talking with people, and you know what? It worked. She made connections that led to opportunities that she never would have found otherwise. So crafting this story gave her the confidence to reach out and the clarity to communicate her value, and it resonated with others in her network. Networking does not have to be formal or intimidating. It's as simple as reaching out to people you know, catching up over coffee, or even sending a thoughtful message on LinkedIn. Every interaction is an opportunity to strengthen a connection or build a new one. A couple things to keep in mind here if networking gives you pause. Start with existing relationships. Start with your friends, your colleagues, your classmates, your mentors. Share your career story with them and let them know what you're looking for. Sometimes the best opportunities come from the people already in your network. Also, be genuine and curious. Approach conversations with interest in others. Ask about their experience. Listen to their stories. Remember, it's a give and take. Offering to help and sharing resources is a great way to build a relationship. And then, of course, follow up and stay in touch. Connecting is not a one-time activity. It's about building those long-term relationships. So after meeting someone new, follow up with a thank you message or invite them to connect on LinkedIn and make it a point to stay in touch. And remember, the people around you are here to help. Most of them would be happy to offer guidance or connect you with somebody who can, but they can't help if they don't know what you're looking for. So tell them, the beauty of connection is that it often leads to unexpected opportunities. There you have it, my friends, our special 100th episode filled with a little bit of Halloween magic and a lot of heart-based career wisdom. So to recap, we explored the spell of the 3 C's, the magic that can help you navigate your career with intention. First, we talked about confidence, the foundation of everything in your career. Next, we talked about clarity, the importance of reverse engineering your career based on your desired lifestyle. And finally, we discussed connection, the power of relationships in your career. As we wrap up this milestone episode, I want to remind you that your career is yours to design. The magic happens when you stay true to yourself, take intentional steps forward, and surround yourself with all the people you love. Now for a special offer in honor of this 100th episode in Halloween week. As a token of my appreciation, I'm brewing up something extra special. A free 30-minute career talk for the first listeners who leave a review for the podcast on Apple or Spotify. This 30-minute career talk is more than just a conversation. It's a chance to gain personalized insights and guidance for your specific career aspirations. Whether you're looking to make a change, seeking clarity about your next steps, need a little boost of confidence, I will help you with that dose of inspiration and strategy to move forward. So for this week, your 5 minutes to flourish call to action is to leave a 5-star review, screenshot it, and send it to me by email at jennifer.smith@flourish.careers or tagging me on Instagram at flourish.careers. So on Apple Podcasts, just scroll to the bottom of the podcast page, tap on the stars to rate, and then click write a review. Share your thoughts and hit submit, and don't forget to screenshot it before you leave. On Spotify, navigate to the podcast page, tap the 3 dots at the top right, and select Rate Shows. Give it 5 stars and take a quick screenshot. Once you've done that, share it with me. We'll schedule time to chat and discuss your career goals. But act quickly. This offer is only available until November 15th, 2024. So don't miss out on this magical opportunity to receive personalized one-on-one support that can make all the difference in your heart-based path. Thank you again for tuning in and for celebrating this 100th episode milestone with me. May the spells we've cast together bring you confidence, clarity, and connection in your heart-based path. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you next time.